Hi, Leo. Thanks for joining me for your September 2017 forecast for the month. I'm shuffling the Aquarian Tarot by David Palladini, and I'll also be drawing one of Doreen Virtue's angel cards at the end of the reading. So let's start. We're in a Mercury retrograde at the top of September, and thank you for your patience with these videos. I've moved again, so I appreciate you on the delay of me posting them. On the 5th of September, Mercury goes direct at 28 degrees of Leo. So there's some replenished Leo energy for 2 degrees, 4 days, between the 5th of September and the 9th of September, where you receive Mercury direct to make sense to all the people you haven't been making sense to for 3 weeks. It's been a hell of a retrograde ensconced between the two eclipses we had. And there's been a lot of tongue-tied Leo rising, Leo sun action. So use those 4 days to explain yourself, rewrite, edit, get things done in a very productive and fast-paced way. He moves into the second house on the 9th of September through the 29th. So you have a 20-day period of Mercury in your finance sector and also your confidence sector and your self-worth. So there is some receipt of replenishment earnings that you are due, Leo, because the retrograde hit you in this sector in your first house and your second house. So we'll see what comes through. I think that you'll be surprised. Your confidence levels shoot up and your earnings have the potential to increase for that 20-day period. Also on the 5th, the same day Mercury goes direct, we have Mars entering the sign of Virgo. So he'll be conjunct Mercury eventually from the 9th forward in the money sector. When Mars is in the second house, it's a payday. And Leo deserves this. Leo being fire, Mars being fire, this could be an expedited energy. There is energy in your earnings. You also might take a harsh tone with yourself. Some self-deprecating energy could come through with Mars, the planet of aggression in the second house of self-worth. But don't take that too seriously. We are our harshest critics, so please be kind to yourself. On the 6th, we have our full moon at 13 degrees of Pisces. So this is a spiritual moon, mysterious moon, and a visionary type of moon, conjunct Neptune. There is the downfall of being a victim to scams or shared resources scams, investors, all things 8th house, telemarketing scams, identity, shared resources, people wanting money from you that feels off. Don't do it. Don't give private information out. It's a private sector. The full moon is some kind of exposure. Being exposed. You want to really keep an eye on credit card statements, banking statements, when other people have control over your finances, and maybe some email scams, phone scams. Watch out for all that. Don't give your personal information out to anybody ever. The IRS, thank you. Taxes, stuff like that. The IRS will never call you. So these people calling and saying you owe money to the IRS, they wouldn't do that. They would send you a certified letter. They would already have your social security number. You won't get phone calls from them. So you can just delete it before you even listen to it. I even get them. It's crazy. I just laugh. Sometimes I like to screw with them. I'll pick up the phone and I'll be like, hey, what's good? They're like, oh, you owe money to the IRS. I'm like, really? Wow, how much? Should I send a check right now, like just to make their day? And then I'll just be like, psych, and hang up. But don't fall victim to it, Leo. It's not worth it. A lot of scams out there, especially when the 8th house has a full moon in water. Yeah, there's some deceptive energy to this full moon. So keep your mask on and your peepers peeled. There's also an awareness to your intimacy for those of you who are in marriages and significant other relationships, committed relationships. This is the house of sex and intimacy, and there is a closure here. So some Leos are closing the door on some private affairs and who they are connecting and intimate with. So it applies differently. It can't be the same forecast for every Leo. Please watch your ascendant and consider booking a reading if you want a detailed reading for you personally. On the 19th, Venus enters Virgo, where she joins the personal planet party with Mars and Mercury. Talk about money. Leo, this is the month for earnings. Because Venus being just as much love and harmony as she is money, the new moon is also at 27 degrees of Virgo on the 20th in the second house of finance, self-confidence, self-worth, and value, your money and how you spend it, your budget. If you want to serve yourself the best good in setting intentions on new moons and releasing on full moons, then it would be best to situate your intentions around the second house. All things second house. Money. I mean, it really is such a strong placement. The 22nd sees the sun entering Libra. So this is our equinox, the autumnal equinox. And in the northern hemisphere, this affects the third house of communications. And the sun in the third house is beautiful for marketing, publishing, promoting websites and small businesses, local travel, sightseeing, connection with siblings, and perhaps a new vehicle coming into the home, a new whip for the Leo. It could also be that you've paid off the car. You are debt-free in the third house. The sun illuminating this sector, this is the cardinal ingress. It is a time for action in the third house. Writers, editors, journalists, actors and actresses, anyone studying lines and writing, television, stars and behind the scenes television people, producers, directors, that's all shined upon right now, shown upon with the sun in Leo. And on the 28th, this is the day I wanted to mention. It should be circled for Leo and Leo rising, for everyone, because it's a day where Jupiter conjunct the sun is in exact opposition to Uranus in Aries. So your written word and your communicative word, how you speak and what you say, has some sudden surprise or insight to this. This could also apply to foreign travel and local travel. It's a revolutionary day. It's a day of download and expansion in those two areas for you. Maybe what you're studying, your higher certifications, and then your study in school, or your higher learning is being expanded here. Your awareness of what you need to know in order to get the message out there is what's coming across in this day of insight, is what I'm calling it. It's a day of sudden download, and it is happening in order to expand because Jupiter is just that, our biggest planet in this sector of Libra, conjunct the sun in the third house for you, Leo. And the very next day on the 29th, Mercury then moves into Libra, conjunct all of that energy in the third house, and that is everything for people writing courses, for people writing books, publishing. It's really about you expressing yourself thoroughly in all facets, in all forms. It's a beautiful month for your earnings. Take control of how you feel about yourself. You can't earn your highest if you're feeling like you don't deserve it. Your confidence levels are what will be worked on as well when the second house is lit up. So let's get to the cards and see what is happening for Leo. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, I read all through the week. I'm at audreyalison.com. All of the links are below for my readings as well as my tarot course. If you're interested in learning more about the tarot, you can click that as well. And also the Vimeo videos are up for September. If you haven't checked them out, the medium messages are available and the fortune cards are available on Vimeo on demand. So, Leo, what is in store? Your first card, Ace of Cups. Fulfillment, love, true love, emotional connection. The Ace upright is a card of yes. Your emotions are being fulfilled. You are, the Ace, it's up to you, the individual, to feel your best, is what they're saying. Let's see what else is here. They're sliding. Seven of Cups. Unknown data, unknown mystery yet to be downloaded in all of that energy of the second house. You might have some insight or inspiration as to how to earn that isn't here yet. It will be. There's a mystery around the Seven of Cups. Not all the pieces are in play yet, so it's impossible to see the end result. Let's see what else is here. You have a few more cards. Justice. This is the card of Libra. It also is a card of reward and redemption. And your reward is coming in the means of financial abundance this month. Financial replenishment, I should say, because Mercury took from you in the beginning of the retrograde, and you're going to get it back. If you work for yourself and you were slow in the retrograde with earnings, you will be doubled what you would normally make. There is serious waves of replenishment. And the Justice card here is telling me if you are involved in legal undertakings or battles or a hold in any type of law settlement, the full moon of the 8th house will see a settlement come to an end and finish a finality on the 6th, or 2.5 days before, 2.5 days after, with the Justice card showing up around settlements and closure. The next card, Five of Cups. Don't cry over the past, over spilled milk or wine. Don't get into depressing land. Pick your ego up. Your second house is thriving. See how I rolled my eye on that? It's thriving. You need to feel better and have a more emotionally positive outlook about where you're headed. Because if you can't envision it, because this is what you're looking at, then you can't manifest it. Because if it isn't here, it won't be in the future. You have to turn your vision around. Yes, become your authority. Become in control of your mindset, of your emotional well-being. No one is responsible for making you feel better. Only you are. It's not anyone else's job to do it. And the Emperor has autonomy. The Emperor could also be an Aries in your life, but I really believe this is a symbolic energy as to you taking control over your mindset and your emotional well-being, your self-worth and your confidence in the second house of value and worth. And starting on this, I love it, and ending on this, the Ace and the individual, the solo, entrepreneurial, emperor, control, authority energy, and the individual who is completely self-fulfilled because of it. Become your own boss. I don't know a lot of Leos that successfully work for other people. You might, but it might feel off. Become your own boss. Let's see how that works for you. I'm pulling an angel card now to see how they can assist you in the month of September. For Leo, this wants to come out. Wow. Okay, she's been present before. Bethany, she has some things to say. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Self-worth, self-care. You are in charge of how you feel. Give yourself a relaxing treat. Massage, sea salt baths, pedicures, nurturing, all of that. Yes, because you have to value the self in order for the manifestation. Because it's not coming to you unless you believe you deserve it and you envision it. So, tell yourself. Tell yourself 3 times that everything comes to you effortlessly and there are no mistakes, and you'll reprogram the brain. Do it 3 times, it's a pattern. I hope this was helpful, Leo. I am wishing you a beautiful month of September, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.